Sky Dome as the Blue Jays take the field for the final game of this series. Terry Francona's starting lineup for the Phils. Doug Glanville in center field leads off. Greg Jefferies left field bats second. Scott Rowland at third base hitting third. Rico Bronya first baseman bats fourth. Mike Lieberthal will catch and hit fifth. Kevin Jordan, the designated hitter, will bat sixth. Bobby Abreu in right field bats seventh. Mark Lewis second base hitting eighth and batting ninth is Desi Relaford back in the lineup at shortstop. Defensively for Toronto, Ed Sprague at third. Alex Gonzalez shortstop. Craig Grebeck is at second. And Carlos Delgado at first. Mark D'Alessandro doing the catching today. In the outfield, Felipe Crespo in left field. Jose Cruz in center. John Green in right. And on the mound is the 23-year-old right-hander, Chris Carpenter.
Carpenter's making his third consecutive start. It's fifth overall, as he's also been used in a pen for 9 games. He's 1-2 with the 5.24 ERA, but as a starter, he's 0-2. And in his last 2 starts, he's allowed 12 runs on 15 hits with 5 walks and 9 strikeouts in just 13 2/3 innings. And overall, in his 4 starts, he's got an ERA of 7.99.
First round pick by the Blue Jays in the '93 draft. He was the 15th player selected in that draft. Opponents hitting .274 against him. Comes out of Manchester, New Hampshire. Doug Glanville will be the first one to face him. Glanville hitting at .323. Tied for third in the league in runs scored, 51. Second in the league in hits with 82. Glanville had a 3-hit game yesterday, including 2 home runs. That was his second home run.
Almost had 3 at first. Double he hit was about a foot from the top of the wall.
2 balls and a strike to Doug Glanville. Missed the slider, 2-2. Ted Barrett calling the balls and strikes. Field and Culbreth at first base. Joe Brinkman at second and Darrell Cousins at third. American League umpiring crew as Gonzalez throws out Glanville. 1 down here in the first. And it will bring up Greg Jefferies. Birthday wishes today to Jason Bonsell, watching the game back in the Delaware Valley, celebrating his 7th. And Joe Kane is 65th today. Jefferies hitting at .322. 339 left-handed. Bouncing ball. Delgado. 2 Carpenter covering. 2 quick outs and a couple of ground balls. Toronto 1 game under 500, and the Phillies are 2 games under, very close. Phillies third in the league in hitting at .272. Toronto's last in their league in hitting at .248, but the runs are about even. The Jays have hit 71 home runs. Scott Rowland batting at .313. He has a 7-game hitting streak, hitting .393 in the last 7. Another ground ball. So 3 ground ball outs, and Carpenter takes care of the Phillies in short order here in the first. No runs, hits, errors, and none left after 1/2. Phillies nothing. Toronto coming to bat. The top of the first. Toronto batting in the bottom half. Tim Johnson starting lineup for the Blue Jays. Jose Cruz Jr. in center field leads off. Shawn Green, right fielder, bats second. Felipe Crespo playing left field today, hitting third. Carlos Delgado, the first baseman, bats fourth. Mike Stanley, the designated hitter, will hit fifth. Ed Sprague, third base, bats sixth. Mark D'Alessandro will catch, hitting seventh. Craig Grebeck, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Alex Gonzalez, the shortstop, hits ninth. Scott Rowland at third. Desi Relaford back at shortstop. Mark Lewis at second. Rico Bronya at first. Mike Lieberthal catching. Greg Jefferies in left field. Doug Glanville in center. And Bobby Abreu in right. And on the mound is Curt Schilling.
Schill's coming off those 3 losses in his last 4 starts. His last 3 games, he's seen his ERA go up almost a full point. A lot of that came from that game 2 starts ago in Wrigley. But he could add an extra day. He says he's not tired. He says his arm feels good. And we'll see how he does. His velocity's been down. Really, his last start was down quite a bit for him, at least in the early going, and kind of makes you think he might be a little tired.
Missing with the first 2 pitches to Jose Cruz. Cruz batting at 212. 2 balls and a strike. Bunky Schmoyer and Freddie Snell of Macungie, Pennsylvania, here for this weekend's series. Cheering for the Phils. Three balls and a strike to Cruz. Full count to him. Struck him out. So Schilling starts it with a K. Schilling leads the major leagues in strikeouts. He now has 126.
He just came back, gets the 3-2, and just throws a good fastball outside part of the plate. Good to see him start off like that. You see the leaders, Gary Wood creeping up there in a hurry. I should say creeping up there, jumping up there in a hurry.
Gary Wood leads Schilling in strikeouts per 9. The rookie has struck out 13.8 per 9 innings. I see him next weekend at Veterans Stadium, LA.
I kind of want to, but I kind of don't.
Slammed into right field, a base hit for Shawn Green. Green had an 8-game hitting streak, called it yesterday. Starts a new one. And he'll have to be watched. He is a base stealer. Toronto does steal bases. Second in the American League in stolen bases, and Shawn Green has 13 of them. Birthday wishes today to Nick Ucci of South Philadelphia, celebrating his 83rd, from son Jimmy, who is here for this series, and from us. One ball and no strikes to Felipe Crespo, a switch hitter. He's hitting at 224. Crespo is a 25-year-old out of the Puerto Rico, 3rd-round draft pick in the '90 draft. Always has had good spring trainings. We see him a lot in the spring. Hit 340 this spring. Never good enough to win a spot in the everyday lineup.
Like every spring he's that way. He's probably thinking, wondering what he's got to do.
Ball on the strike to Crespo. Top the ball softly to Rico Brogna, who chases him down. Moving up to second base is Shawn Green. Nowhere to go, Felipe. 2 down, Green at second base, and it'll bring up Carlos Delgado.
I think Rico was going to chase him into the dugout if he had to. He comes in and Crespo's like, you're not going to tag me.
Delgado is hitting at 321. He has a 16-game hitting streak. American League high hitting streak this year is a 19-gamer by Detroit's Damian Easley. Major League high, a 20-gamer by Colorado's Larry Walker. One of nothing to Delgado. Delgado's been hot, as has that Detroit's Tony Clark and Big Cecil. Fastball, 1-1 the count. Delgado has faced Schilling 3 times. Schilling has struck him out twice. He is 0 for 3 against Schill. A little too high. 2 balls and a strike to Carlos Delgado. Patrick McCann of Runnymede, New Jersey, 68th birthday today. outside corner with it, 2-2. Schilling pretty much is gone with the fastball here. We'll see if he tries to put Delgado away with a split. Fastball, foul back, still 2-2.
They've got him shifted way around in the infield. Mark Lewis shaded over towards first. Desi right behind the cutout up the middle.
Struck him out with a high fastball. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Schilling. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 1, it's a 0-0 game.
Parking area. 1 can per person. Then Maxwell House will donate all the cans to Philabundance. For additional information, call 463-1000. That's Friday night, June the 26th. Doug Glanville leading it off for the Phillies here in the 4th inning. As this young right-hander Carpenter has gone through the lineup in order. The Phillies have 1 base runner. Abreu raced on a double play.
Those cans of coffee, I assume, will go to the L.A. day game wake-up fund.
How you doing? You all right?
Oh, yeah.
This one's moving along so fast you might not wake up.
Does not seem like an American League game.
No, it doesn't. Because we've had a lot of action in the first 2 games here as far as offense goes, and both Carpenter and Schilling have dominated this one. That ball's hit well to left field. It's sinking down the line, and it's in as Crespo couldn't make a play, and Glanville will have a double. Boy, that's been a Bermuda Triangle in this series for the Toronto Blue Jays. Anything out to left field, and there's a new guy out there today.
I guess so. I mean, with Jose Canseco, you're not really looking at a Gold Glover out there. This ball looks like it's a little middle in. First ball that Carpenter is allowed in the air.
Maybe Glanville hitting all those balls out yesterday startled Crespo, and he broke back a little bit because he didn't get a very good jump on it.
Got him a little gun shy.
Yeah. Now Jefferies a batter. His job is to hit it to the right side. Run will look big in this one. And he bunts it foul third base side. Heard about Carpenter being a power pitcher. I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect him to see him, you know, with a hard 2-seamer the way he's throwing today. I thought he'd be more of a high fastball pitcher.
It's a sinker ball. Actually, I thought he threw a little harder. Maybe I'm just not seeing it good, but he's got good movement on the ball. Good sink.
Yeah, when you throw that many ground balls, you're really sinking it pretty well.
Yeah.
Jefferies trying to hit a ground ball to the right side, and he does. So he gets it by the pitcher. GREBECK will throw him out. Good job by Greg Jefferies. Gives himself up to get Glanville over to third with 1 out for Scott Rowland.
Those are the type of things that help you win games. Give yourself up, get that runner over.
They're going to play the infield in, too. This is a low-scoring game here in the 4th inning. Toronto figuring they might not get a whole lot of runs off Schilling, so they will not give up a run on a ground out, as you see there. Scott grounded to short his first time up. And Rowland knocks in the run with a base hit to left field for Scotty. His 44th of the year. Phillies take a 1-0 lead.
He gets this pitch right here, a sinker. Actually looked like maybe a breaking ball, slider that just didn't slide. Yeah, it's a slider, and he just got it right in the middle of the plate. Glanville comes in and scores, take that 1-0 lead.
Bronya the batter. Scott was sitting with him on the bench this morning before they stretch, and he says they're going to take this roof off, and I said I don't know, it doesn't look like it. He said good. He says I couldn't see the ball yesterday. He said, of course, my teammates didn't have any trouble. He wasn't.
You know, he's not afraid to say anything. You know,
right.
And that's what's great. He's very honest, and you know, he doesn't make excuses. He just said he wasn't seeing it.
Couldn't pick it up, he said. And then he did. Then he did. He just laughed as if to say, "Well, gee, a lot of other guys didn't have any trouble." One of them being Rico, hit a home run to dead center, knocked in 3 more runs in the game yesterday when the Phillies picked up a season-high 16 hits. fouls that one back. National League leaders in road games as far as runs batted in. Rico Brogna right there with 28. He comes into the game with 49. Overall, tied for 5th in the league. Second on the ball club now to Rollins' 44. Phillies have had 2 guys now driving in runs, and Roland and Brogna. That's really helped their offensive production. And he chases a fastball away. Good hard pitch for a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 in the game for Carpenter. There are 2 outs.
Well, you'd seen that slow curveball before. He comes back with a good fastball. Just runs right off the plate. You get good movement there, and he keeps that ball down. He throws hard. One thing that's going to be, I think, a quicker game is the umpire, Ted Barrett, behind the plate, doing a great job. If you watch how he sets up right behind the catcher.
Looks like a National League guy.
Yeah.
Lieberthal with a base hit to right field. Roland will stop, respecting the strong arm of Shawn Green. There's one of the improvements in Roland there, I think, Andy, since early in the year when he might have tried to go to third foolishly there with 2 outs against Green and gotten thrown out.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but you still, this is a pitch away. Liebe just goes with it perfectly. But as you see, Shawn Green's got a great arm. He comes in hard. Roland, I think, was a little bit of a runaway train early on.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take away his aggressiveness, but you don't want to run into outs, you know, foolishly. You just got to be smart, be heads up, and think about who's out there.
Kevin Jordan gets jammed. And a roller to Gonzalez, who throws him out. Phillies get the first run of the game. They do it with 3 hits and leave 2 after 3.5. 1-0 Phils. Surrendered 1 single thus far. A 1-out hit to Shawn Green in the first inning. And Shawn Green leads it off here in the 4th. It'll be Green, Crespo, and Delgado, all left-handed batters. And he fouls it away left side out of play. So far, Schill has not walked anybody, and he has struck out 3. Green had an 8-game hitting streak come to an end yesterday when he took an 0 for 5. And high and inside, 1-1. And now Schilling wants Lieberthal to go through the signs again. Play down the right field. And how about him getting 2 outs on 2 pitches in this game?
It's amazing.
When did he get that? In the 2nd inning. He got Sprague and D'Alessandro on 2 pitches.
You don't see that very often at all.
I don't remember too often. And it sure has to help him as the game goes along. Blows a high fastball by Green, struck him out. First out here in the 4th inning, and he humped up on that one.
Just that high fastball after getting that slider that he pulled foul in, and then he just goes up the ladder with him up a little high, and Shawn Green can't handle that pitch up there.
Felipe Crespo, the left fielder, will bat. He grounded out to Rico Brogna's first time up. Crespo, a switch hitter. First 2 games of the series, Jose Canseco has been in this spot. And against this tough right-hander, Curt Schilling, they're going to give Canseco the day off. There are the pitch numbers on him, Andy.
Very good. It's usually excellent in that ball-strike ratio, and he is there once again. It's only 39 pitches in 3 1/3 innings, which is very good. If you're at 10 pitches an inning, that's outstanding.
Ball outside, and the count 2-1.
Ted Barrett doing a good job back there. I like him. Very consistent. You see him there. You see what I was saying earlier. He gets down right behind the catcher. The other 2 umpires, especially Brinkman, you could have put 4 umpires in between him and Lieberthal.
And he gets right on the inside shoulder, the way a lot of them like to work. A strike call.
But he's right on top of him. And that's you get a much better look. As you see there, see how close he is there now. When he gets down in his crouch, he is right behind Lieberthal, whereas Darrell Cousins was back a little farther, although he upped a very good game, and Joe Brinkman back even farther. See how close he is. You can reach down there and touch him.
Fly ball near the stands. Jefferies gave it a heck of an effort. The ball came out, and Gregg's in the seats.
I think he's looking for popcorn.
I think he's looking for his hat. Where's my hat, he says.
Might be looking for body parts the way he went down there.
There it is. He found his lid finally. Nice effort by Jefferies.
Rolling, chuckling with him. When he goes in and makes it a good effort.
Yeah, the ball came out. The ball bounced right back out onto the field, and Jefferies ran up in the stands.
It's like he did a little pinball work down there off those seats. I tell you, though, you know what? You don't get an out, but as Roland back there, Roland had something to say to him a little, and he's funny out there. I mean, he's right in the middle of the game. He'll go up to the mound and say something to the pitcher, but the pitchers, I mean, you appreciate an effort like that. You really do.
Sure, I mean, Jefferies did everything he could to get to that ball and just didn't come up with it. The count is 2-2 on Crespo. And he gets a base hit to right. Abreu will not get on it, and a double for Crespo. So Felipe Crespo with his third double of the year. And the first base runner to reach second today for the Toronto Blue Jays is Crespo with a one-out double.
Well, they weren't really playing him around the right field. Abreu, that's one of the reasons he got a double out of it. Abreu, see where he's at. He's got a long ways to go. If he's playing straightaway right field, he probably doesn't get a double on it, but Schilling tries to get that fastball in, and Crespo does a nice job. It was a pretty good pitch. It's right where he wanted it.
Yeah, they were playing him as if they didn't feel he would pull.
Yeah.
As they were taking away the alley in right center. This guy will pull. Here's Delgado. Swing and a miss. Schilling blew him away his first time up.
Well, we said last game, Schilling's velocity was down early, and when he reached back, he was up to like 94, maybe 95 a couple of times, but versus earlier in the year with St. Louis, when he'd reached back from McGuire, he's hitting 97, 98, so it looked like he was tired, but he's not showing that here.
Andy Musser asked him, do you like it better with the roof on or off? He says, I think I want the roof on. So look at Delgado with that 16-game hitting streak, because it'll trick my body into thinking this is a night game.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I thought you would. That's why I thought you might like that. See what he's doing during that 16-game hitting streak. And he smokes that one fair down the line. That'll be extra bases. 1-1 ball game. It bounces away from Abreu, and Delgado's going to go to third. The relay is late, and that's a triple for Carlos Delgado, and a 1-1 ball game.
Well, he just threw that high fastball right by him the pitch before. He was trying to go up the ladder with him there. He saw Lieberthal sitting up high, but after he saw the pitch before, almost in the exact same spot, he timed that ball pretty well.
Ball took that crazy carom as you saw off the stands down there, and Abreu was going towards the corner and then couldn't reverse his momentum, and the ball went away from him. Delgado ran well and got his first triple of the year.
That's when it gets down that line. You have to make a judgment if it's going to hit that corner or not. If it doesn't hit the corner and you play it off the corner, then you actually have to stop and then go to the corner and get the ball. Either way, it's a tough play.
Phillies are playing the infield in as the Blue Jays did in the top of this inning. And outside, 2-0. Well, the Phillies score a run in the top of the fourth. Toronto right back with one here and a chance to get another.
Well, with Delgado as hot as he was, he had a base open and two right-handers behind him. I don't know that Schilling was actually trying to give him much to hit.
It's fairly shallow. Neither one of these guys could catch it and throw. Abreu does, and the runner's coming, and the throw to the plate. Oh, short hop Lieberthal, and he's safe. Lieberthal never could come up with that, as Abreu looked like he short hopped him, and they scored. It's 2-1.
Well, that's one of the reasons you want to keep that ball on the line. You keep it down. Kind of got a little hump to it and bounced up just in front of Lieberthal. It's a tough play. It's kind of a handcuff type play. You see, they're trying to decide there. Abreu's actually got the better position for it. But it makes that. So see how it comes up just short. It bounces about 2 feet in front of Liebe, and see how it comes up there. That's the toughest ball to catch on the ground.
Sure, if that ball bounces out on the turf a little further, it's an easy ball to handle.
Or if it's in the air all the way, but Lieber's right in between it. I mean, he braces himself to get pummeled right there, and he did, but he held his ground.
Sacrifice fly by Stanley, his 25th run batted in the year, 2-1 in favor of Toronto. Yeah, there's nothing a catcher likes more than to have the ball, then he can get set.
Right.
He could never get set, and Delgado ran him over. And a foul at the plate by Sprague, who flied to center his first time up. So double, triple sacrifice fly and a 2 spot for the Blue Jays. Foul away, right side now to play. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Phillies Television Network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV Philadelphia.
With the first base open with Delgado up, if he pitches around him, now he gets a fly ball, which we're not going to go anywhere on. And now he's 0-2 on this hitter.
And he thought he had a strike there and started to walk off. Didn't get it. 1-2. Out with an off-speed pitch. So the Blue Jays break on top of this inning. 2 runs on 2 hits and nobody left on base. They lead by 1. Something tells me that guy could be in the ballpark today.
I have a feeling.
Mark D'Alessandro will lead it off. He lined to right his first time up. The catcher starting his 3rd game of the year, 2nd behind the plate. He was recalled on June 1st from AAA Syracuse. Darren Fletcher on the DL right now with a hamstring problem, so he's the backup catcher to Kevin Brown. Schilling comes inside, 1-1. Craig Grebeck to follow, and then Alex Gonzalez, all right-handed batters.
Every time you say his name, my stomach grumbles.
Nice play by Schill, who helps himself a lot with his fielding, throws him out. We'll get back to your grumbles in a second. Men's interleague cap that'll be given away on Sunday, June the 28th at 1:35. The Devil Rays are in town. That's the same style cap the Phillies are wearing right now for these interleague games. It's for men 15 and over. Compliments of Modell Sporting Goods. 463-1000 on the internet 24 hours a day at Phillies.com. Grebeck, the batter, grounded to short. Your stomach grumbles when Mark D'Alessandro bats.
Yes. All I can think of is cheesesteaks.
That Henry Avenue establishment that we both like so much. I left Roxborough. They lost some more money.
I made up for it. I took over. Best in town.
Get them on this telecast. 2 balls and 1 strike to Grebeck, who played a lot of years in the White Sox organization, a little bit with Florida, and now over here backing up Gonzalez and Fernandez. He can play either short or second. Good pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. 2-2. Schilling has given up 2 runs on 3 hits, got involved in a weird 4th inning, and that has been the story of his outings lately. Crazy Karam turned a double into a triple. That run ground up scoring on the play at the plate. That ball's hit well to left. Jefferies can't get it, but he keeps it in front of him. So that'll be a single for Grebeck, and Jefferies does a nice job of making sure that ball didn't get by him.
That's a tough play, too, right there. He does a great job. That is one of the toughest plays. He comes in, he knows he can't get it. The way that ball comes up that high, it's hit or miss right there. If it gets by him, that's a triple easy.
Right, that's almost another wacky triple.
But he comes in hard. He does everything he can. You know, and then does a good job to keep the ball in front, because that's, oof, nice play.
Gonzalez, the 9-hole hitter, he also grounded out to Desi his first time up. Strike called on the inside corner by Curt Schilling. Gonzalez has a word for the young umpire Ted Barrett.
I don't think they can have too many complaints with him today. He's really doing a nice job. It's good to see young umpires. Good
He's
strike.
a call-up right now, too.
Is he?
Yeah.
He ought to stay
about
there.
him. You know, with vacation, a couple guys are gone, and both Barrett and Fielden Culbreth, who is at first base, who we will not see behind the plate in this series, are replacements. Trying to impress while they are up and maybe get a full-time job at some point. There's Culbreth. Slider hit hard to right, off the glove of Abreu. GREBECK had a stop, and they will now hold him at third. They overthrow the cutoff man, but they had already stopped the runner at third base, so no further damage, but runners at second and third, and one away here in the 5th inning.
Very fortunate they were holding him up there, because he could have scored easily. Of course, you don't know they're going to miss the cutoff man, but Abreu makes a dive here, makes a nice try. It looks just right off the top of his glove. Might have just taken his eye up there. You don't know, maybe the lights up there was tough for him to pick it up. You dive for a ball, your head angle changes, your eye angle changes, and it can be tough to make that play.
So GREBECK stops at third, Gonzalez at second with a double, and CRUZ the batter. Phillies are playing the infield back this time. And a high fastball misses. CRUZ has struck out both times in the first and the third. Schilling would love to get him again.
With the infield in, a base hit scores too. You keep it back, I mean, you got a better chance of knocking that ball down. It's so much easier to get a hit through the infield with the infield in.
Terry Francona looking on as his club has won the first 2 games of this series, trying for a sweep behind Schilling this afternoon. And they have their work cut out for them behind the young right-hander Carpenter, who's pitched well. Schilling stops to tie both shoes. 2 balls and no strikes on the switch hitter Jose CRUZ Jr.
Schilling does that quite a bit when he pitches, and I wonder if sometimes maybe it's just a matter of him just stepping off and taking some time, just get his head together and what exactly he wants to do, and get in the right frame of mind.
Strike there to CRUZ, 2-1.
Kind of getting back and getting focused.
Fouled away. Schilling got in a jam his last time out in that game against Montreal, and he turned it up with a couple strikeouts.
They did.
You know, he wants to strike out big time here. As the Phillies playing the infield back, with the exception of rolling to third, are conceding a run on a ground out. And you see what CRUZ has done with runners on third, less than 2 outs. Pretty good. 2 balls and 2 strikes to CRUZ. The pitch. Little number. And it's going to stay fair and score a run. You can see Brony was laying back and going to let it go foul if it was had a chance, but it never did. And Toronto has their 3rd run of the game, and CRUZ his 14th RBI.
Let's see, as Brony comes in, he's waiting as long as he can, but that ball gets close to the bag. He can tell if it's going to go foul. It gets that close to the bag, you can't take a chance and let it go. If it hits the bag or something like that, then it's another hit.
Green, the batter, swings and misses. He has singled and struck out. On the play, Gonzalez moved over to third. And there he is with 2 outs. Tries to check, and did, according to Darryl Cousins. Three to 1 in favor of Toronto here in the 5th inning. Two balls and 1 strike. Crespo, switch hitter on deck. Shawn Green, throughout his career, has never hit much prior to the All-Star break and has picked it up after the break. And this year, he's starting to come on again now as we get into June. He misses low, 3-1. Has a base open, might rather face Crespo. We'll see how he approaches Shawn Green behind in the count. 3-2. Go with a fastball away, try and get him out. And they did. He swung at that. Yes, he did, says the third base umpire Darrell Cousins. A strikeout. In the inning, a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. As Schilling picks up another strikeout. Blue Jays lead it 3-1.
4-1 behind Dave Burba, the guy that Cincinnati traded to start the season. Atlanta 5-0 over Baltimore. Andres Galarraga, Andrew Jones homers, and Greg Maddox pitching that shutout. Yankees lead Florida 4-0. The Fish have dropped 10 in a row. Minnesota and Pittsburgh tied 2-2 in the 6th. Tampa Bay has a 3-1 lead on Montreal. That game in the 5th inning. St. Louis 4-0 over San Francisco. That game is in the 4th inning now. Cubs are trying to sweep the White Sox. They lead 5-1 in the 2nd inning. Jose Hernandez a home run. Kansas City and Houston 0-0 in the 2nd. San Diego is playing Texas, and they are 0-0. Arizona at Oakland later on. The rest of the action will be at night. Kevin Brown is the new catcher, and the new pitcher is Randy Myers. Myers appearing in his 20th game. He's won 2, lost 1, saved 14 out of 16 opportunities. 3.86 ERA, 21 innings, 20 hits, 9 earned runs. He struck out 17 while walking 5. Over here to the Jays as a free agent after his 45-save year last year. And 2 quick strikes to Mark Lieberthal.
That's 14 saves, as you mentioned, 11 of them on the road. They're trying to pick up a rare one here at Skydome.
0-2 to Mike Lieberthal. Oh, hit him. Had him buried in the count, 0-2, and then hit him with a pitch ball.
Pretty good scouting report up here in the booth, huh? 0-2, that's exciting when you hit somebody.
0-2, and then you hit him.
Yeah, as you say, he had him buried, and he throws a breaking ball there, and Liebe has nowhere to go. That ball just chased him, hit him on the right thigh.
And it will bring up Kevin Jordan, who has doubled in 3 at-bats. Strike to Jordan. Outside, 1-1. 9th inning, Phillies trailing 3-1. Missing 2 balls and a strike.
He has 26 lifetime saves against the Phillies. Well, they've seen him a lot over the years.
Missed wide, 3 balls and a strike. There you see the active leaders in saves. Dennis Eckersley, followed by John Franco, and then Randy Myers. Full count now to Kevin Jordan. American League is led in saves by Tom Gordon of Boston, who has 19 of them. Struck him out. Kevin Jordan goes down swinging. I'm not real sure that was a strike.
Well, he's shaking his head. I think he might agree with you. It looked like it might have been a little bit outside and high.
Gonna bring up Bobby Abreu. Abreu is 2 for 3. And has never faced Myers. He's thinking about bunting his way out and took it high. Evidently did not bunt at it.
Pretty good idea by Bobby Abreu.
Slider for a strike. 1-1 the count to Abreu. The slider off the end of his bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Myers trying to save this one for Chris Carpenter.
Moving Delgado off Lieberthal a little bit now, figuring he's not going to run.
Low with a slider. 2-2.
He decided to gamble a little bit, move him off Lieberthal and try and take the hole away a little bit on the right side. Although Myers is tough to pull for a left-handed batter because he throws hard and he stays away.
Pops a foul out of play. Abreu stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up the middle, a seeing eye base hit to center field, and the Phillies have 2 men on base with 1 out.
Sounds as if he may have even broken his bat on that, and Myers tried to backhand it. The old Ron Reed play behind his back. Watch what Randy Myers does right off the end of the bat, and he tries to, and he just missed it. And now, as you said, a seeing eye hit. I mean, want to hit hard, but in a perfect spot. Myers tries to get a little bit lucky there and have the ball go in the glove, and it almost did. Ron Slink Reed might have been the best that ever lived in that. The old basketball player.
Yep. So Mark Lewis will step to the plate. He is 0 for 3. Takes it low. 1 ball and no strikes. For 2 lifetime against Randy Myers. 2 balls and no strikes. Phillies trying to get something going here in the 9th inning, trailing 3-1. Popped him up. Right side. Delgado will call and put it away. The infield fly rule in effect. Well, that's 2 down, and it's up to Desi Relaford.
Well, Lewis got to the point in the count where he might cause some damage, but he chases a high fastball there and basically got himself out.
Desi Relaford is 0 for 3, is struck out and twice grounded out. No bad right against the left-hander. Myers hitting .289 right-handed. One strike to Relaford.
Shading Desi Relaford towards right center. Big gap in left center field. They're playing the percentages here that he will not pull Randy Myers. And they're guarding the line at third.
1-1 to Relaford.
Playing the percentages in the outfield, but they're not taking any chances on a ground ball down the third baseline that could possibly tie the game.
Beats a foul. Myers in front of him. A ball and 2 strikes. 2 men on base, 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Base hit center field. Lieberthal will be held at third. His run doesn't mean anything. Desi Relaford keeps the game alive with a single up the middle, and the Phillies have them loaded with 2 outs.
Mel Queen, the pitching coach, Tim Johnson, the manager, just sitting there as Randy Myers is in fact making it exciting, and the Phillies just don't give up. There's a breaking ball, and Desi hit it right back through the middle, hit the mound and slowed up. Clutch 2-strike hit for Relaford. This team, one thing about them, they just don't go away easily. They're like a dog grabbing you by the pant leg.
They do battle, and now it's Glanville, who is 2 for 4, waves through a pitch, 0-1 to Glanville. Beggs grounded out, double grounded out, and has an infield single.
Changeups. Yeah, both of them. He's gotten hurt with some, well, breaking ball fastball in the inning. It looked like he went to 2 changeups.
0-2 to Glanville. Another one hit in the air to center field. CRUZ has it lined up. This game's over. Phillies leave the bases loaded in the 9th inning as Randy Myers records his 15th save. And Toronto salvages a game in this series, winning this afternoon by a score of 3-1. No runs, 2 hits. Phillies lead them loaded here in the 9th inning. Once again, Curt Schilling pitched a complete game, his major league leading 6th, but no run support, and loses it by a score of 3-1. Well, the Jays win it 3-1. We'll be back with the totals and a recap right after these messages.
Stadium final game of this series with the Baltimore Orioles. Phillies have taken the field, and Ray Miller's starting lineup for Baltimore.